So in this video, I'm going to outline what you should do in a negotiation where you have an imbalance of power. This is called asymmetry. So where an asymmetric power negotiation is taking place. So you walk into the negotiation and you know that you have potentially less power than the other party for whatever reason. And the first thing you should do is understand the power dynamics. So what resources, information, authority, leverage, like time or exclusive access, that's something around leverage. Like if there's differences in the time frame that this needs to get taken and the deal needs to get done, or there's differences in exclusivity and access, like if someone has exclusivity to a particular deal, VIP access, some other form of access to something that you can't get, that creates leverage. You may also have that leverage. So understanding this helps you determine the most effective way to counterbalance the imbalance. So if you understand where has that power leverage come from? Where has that power asymmetry come from? The next thing you're going to want to do is understand that time urgency might help you level set the playing field, right? If you can understand that getting the deal done quickly, it's in the interest of both parties to get this deal done, it might help you level set and get that power balance to be more aligned. The other part of this, and this is the third thing that you can do, number 3, is to try to understand the other side's wants and needs and desires. And when you do that, it will create influence. So for example, if you weren't to do that, you'd create resistance and conflict. But by leaning in, so doing the opposite of what the other party expects you to do, especially in a position of power, it allows them to reduce their walls. They lower the guard down because they're like, hang on, well, no, this person is all about me. They're asking all about me. They're asking about what I want. And they're trying to help see how they can get that. When they do that, they have to change tact, right? They don't have to create resistance. They don't have to try and show you why they've got more power, which is what they initially would have thought they had to do. But because you're leaning in, they're able to reduce that resistance. And so they're like, hey, yeah, this person's playing ball. They care about what I need. And so they reduce their resistance and the walls go down. So that's a clever way to influence. It's almost like a Trojan horse because they don't see you coming because you've gone in on a Trojan horse and you're all about getting them what they want. Let's see, what is it that you want? Let's see how we can get you what you want. So you've lent in. And now you know that information. You also know how potentially to get that. And that's where your creativity and your imagination can come in. When you're actually looking to provide the most value for both parties, knowing that information about how what they want can happen is really important. But if you were to talk all about what you want and to try and deleverage them and to talk about their power and the imbalance in their power dynamic and how this is unfair and to strong arm them into doing a deal, or to try and trick them into doing a deal, you would create that resistance. And therefore this whole thing, you're not going to be able to find that area of creativity in there to be able to do that. One of the things, this is number 4, that's going to be your biggest source to be able to level the playing field is information. And you're going to want to use that very strategically because knowing more than the other party can help you rebalance and level set. And so this is something that can change that power balance. You need to know more. This is why research and preparation about the thing that you're negotiating is very important. You need to do this in advance, especially where you foresee that there's a power imbalance or an information asymmetry. You need to know more and create that information asymmetry. There may be a power imbalance because they have more resources than you. But if you have an information asymmetry, you can bring that power balance into alignment. And so that's about using information strategically, knowing more than the other party, being more prepared than the other party, and having that information can be a powerful equalizer. EQ is the next thing I'd recommend for power asymmetry in negotiations. So having emotional intelligence is going to help you to actually soften the impact, to soften the negotiation. Because when they see that you're empathetic and that you're communicating and you're not getting angry, you're not getting triggered, you're remaining calm, it's going to lower the emotional temperature of the room. And in doing so, it's going to allow you to build rapport. More likely than if you were to create conflict, more likely than if you were to try to strong arm them. So having EQ around this, being sensitive to that, is really important. That ability to create rapport, even with the power dynamic in play, can get you more. It can help you create more value. And when they see that you want them to win as well, when you want the deal to be more integrative, to create more than the sum of the parts, to do business with this client or this company that has more resources than you, that has more access than you, that has more time than you, that has more power than you, that has more brand than you, that has everything. When you see that you can help them get what they want, you become an important part of that. And when you don't become an adversary, but you become someone that can add value, even in how you do business, that's how you transform the negotiation. Because it's not just about what you can give and what they can give you. It's about, do they want to do business with you? Do you want to be in bed with this person? Do you want to do business with this person? If they want to do business with you because they know, like, and trust you, that's an important leverage to have. And you should leverage that. And that comes from having emotional intelligence, being someone that people like and want to do business with. Even if there is a power imbalance, that adds value, because people are looking to do long-term business deals. And they don't want to do that with an adversary, with someone that's complicated, angry, hot-headed, just comes in and wants to shaft them, wants to do deals that don't actually get them any value, and is just there to take from their resources, take from their time, take from their brand, take from the associations, take. Because remember, everyone else coming into that room, that's what they see. They've got their eye on the prize. And like, if we do a deal together, I'm going to be able to leverage your brand association. I'm going to leverage your power. Having your name and your logo is going to bring more to me. They're just all about what they can get, not what they can give. But actually, part of what you can give is how you do business, the processes. How are you prepared? How are you able to help their business grow? How are you able to give them value that no one's thought of? So brainstorm ideas about how you can give this company value, and use your EQ to command the room, to bring down those walls, to reduce the emotional temperature of the room, to make it move from hostile and power play to collaborative and creative. That's where real value in negotiation is created. So number 6, this is where you seek to build allies and coalitions. What you're doing is working through the organization and the different stakeholders in the room at various points. You might have been networking, you might have been having separate meetings to build those coalitions, to build that collaboration, and to seek to have allies, because you want people on your side. And the more people that you have vouching for you, know, like, and trust, that creates respect, and that can actually tip the balance in your favor. And so it decreases this power play. And so that when it gets to the ultimate decision maker, there's a number of different allies and stakeholders who are vouching for you, who have vetted you, and they want you to win. And so that's something that should not go underestimated. When you foresee that you're about to do a deal with a company where there's a power play in play, you need to seek allies, form coalitions, show how you can collaborate, and show that you have people supporting you inside the company. People that are for you, people that will vouch for you. That goes a long way. The next one is asking the right questions. Have you ever been to a meeting, you've gone in, you've done your pitch, and then the other side has all the power, and they feel like they can just grill you, and then you walk away knowing nothing about that company, nothing about their strategic objectives, nothing about their KPIs, nothing about their team formation, nothing about how they interact with other clients, nothing about what they would bring them value, nothing about how they make their money, what they're focused on, their areas of weakness, and what you could potentially help them with. If that's you, questions is going to be the area that you need to work on. I'm telling you right now, you might be in sales, you might be in negotiation, you might be in a commercial team. Questions is the thing that you need to focus on. And if that's you and you've been in a meeting and it's felt like that, and you're like, hang on, I just spent 45 minutes pitching, but I don't feel like we moved the needle, and I don't actually know more about this company or what they need, I haven't really got under the surface. It's because you didn't ask the right questions. When you ask the right questions, they have to be thoughtful. The right questions open doors and avenues, and it can actually show where they might be vulnerable, and this company might have a weakness that you can help with. And if your intention is actually to help with the EQ that we've spoken about already, that's going to actually help come across in the room, and you're going to get more information. But the right question unlocks the door because it reveals the information. It creates the moment in which information exchange is actually done. So being able to ask the right questions with the right intention, with the right tone, so they land properly and they land with curiosity. Tone is very important when asking questions. Don't ask them bluntly. Ask them with the right tone, with a tone of curiosity. You're going to open up that creative juice and they're going to share information. And when they share information, lead with curiosity and ask more questions and more questions. That's what's going to help you transition this from being an interrogation and a presentation and a pitch where you're trying to impress them to something that's a bit more mutual, a bit more balanced, a bit more about we're helping each other here. And that's the difference. So if you've ever got that feeling, questions is where you go to. So I would sit down and really think about the business, think about them, think about what they might want to get out of it. And what are the questions that you need to ask to be able to uncover that? Their motivations, their desires. How is business going? How do they meet with their clients? How can you help them accelerate their business growth? What is in their mind? What is at the forefront? What keeps them up at night? What questions do you need to ask to get that kind of juicy information out of them? Because that's how you can actually add value and help. And that's what's important to them. And that's what the other clients that are pitching them aren't getting. So if you know that, then you start to get into the heart of the matter. And that's where you can create change and you have power in the deal, because you can start to negotiate from a position of power because you know what matters to them. And if you can help them get that, then you've found your power and you've rebalanced this information asymmetry or this power play. You've rebalanced it so that now you can have a very valuable negotiation and you can strike a better deal because you're actually giving them what they want, and for that you can get adequately rewarded. And I'd say finally on this topic of power asymmetry in negotiations, know when to walk away. Know when you're being played. Know when the person that you're dealing with isn't someone you actually want to do business with. Because not everybody is there to do business with you. Some people are going to cost you time, energy, and resources. They're not your people, and you should know when to walk away. Have a walk away point. Know that when you're being pushed beyond that walk away point, that you've got to hold your ground and respect yourself enough to walk away. When the terms of the deal don't marry to what you want and it's pushed beyond that, you need to walk away. You have other options. When the terms are unfavorable, walking away shows that you have other options, and it actually shows that you're not going to be bullied, you're not going to be intimidated, and you won't do bad business. That you're not that desperate. Okay, so walking away backs that up. That's the action that shows that. It's like in a relationship, if you're being treated badly and you walk away, it shows that you respect yourself, that you're not going to accept that behavior. Imagine if you do a bad negotiation and you accept being treated poorly and accept intimidation. How is the rest of the business relationship going to play out? That was just where it started. Imagine where it's going to end up. They're not going to pay on time, payment terms and agreements are going to be reneged, reworked, things aren't going to go properly. So this isn't something that you want to do business with. So therefore you know that you can feel confident that these terms are unfavorable and you're going to walk away, and that actually shows power. And so you're again rebalancing this. So be true to yourself, be true to your terms, and go out and create solid deals. Don't be intimidated by the power play here. And these are hopefully some tips to help support you on that journey to be able to do asymmetric power negotiations a lot better, even when under pressure, even when you'd really like the deal to take place. Know your value, go in and figure out how you can add value to this power position, because that's going to help you rebalance it. Use your EQ, ask the right questions, know the sources of power that are in the negotiation before you go in, uncover that information, be prepared, have information asymmetry so you know more than the other party, so that you can really bring that to the surface and add value in that way. And above all else, know when to walk away. That's it from me today, but I hope you have an amazing week, have amazing negotiations. And if you need any more, head to timjscastle.com to find out what else we've got going on. All right, have you ever felt stuck? Like your life is just in a holding pattern? Like you know where you want to get to, but you just can't seem to make any moves to get there? Well, I've got something that I've built for you. It's called the School of Success, and it's a series of short courses that you can take to get high impact and high leverage skills under your belt so that you can start accelerating towards the life you really want. I put my heart and soul into this because it's what I love. It's my passion. This is my purpose on this planet, to help you achieve your big goals, dreams, and desires, to see that big vision come to fruition, to be able to expand your wealth. And so if there's one course I recommend you take, it's the Highly Skilled Negotiator course. Head on over to timjscastle.com and check it out for yourself. This is the #1 high leverage skill that you can learn today, especially with all the disruption around AI and new technologies that are coming in. You're going to want to learn how to negotiate, because that's all about human connection, and it's only going to rise in value. So as you walk into these negotiations, you can feel prepared, confident, and ready to roll out the art of negotiation, to become that expert negotiator, become that person that's relied upon in the business to handle those commercial decisions, to take those negotiations and to create more value, connection, and relationships, to build your brand on top of that. So the Highly Skilled Negotiator on timjscastle.com is where you want to hang out. And that's within the School of Success. That's my online course layer of my business, and it's all for you there. There's added value to high quality content, tons of lessons, all about skill development. So I'm just putting that out there. I recommend you go check it out. timjscastle.com.